Hey guys, it's Jolene from Smith Nature Friendly Farms, and it is the beginning of June, and I really have been meaning to give you guys a garden update, but man, it has been so incredibly busy. We have had our market season start up. I've been putting produce out on the stand, and I am getting requests for stuff all the time, which is all wonderful problems to have, but it is keeping me immensely busy. It's also taking a little bit away from the garden. So as I give you this tour, you're going to see that I have some failures going on, but there's definitely lots of good things going on too. So let's get right to it. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we are. Failure number one, right off the bat. Let's just take this right out of the closet and take a look at it. This is my very scary tomato patch. I'm not normally very successful with tomatoes, and this year I started out incredibly successful at tomatoes, but what I failed at was producing or staking my tomatoes good enough so that they didn't fall over, and they've fallen over. Normally they don't get quite so tall, and they did, and now they are lots of them. Like, look at this guy, he's right on the ground. So I have not had the time to come back through. Tomatoes are not my key core product. There are much better tomato farmers in our area that provide for the community. So I usually just grow them because I like growing tomatoes and because I like tomatoes. And then I will take some good tomatoes that I do get and put them on the stand. Next year though, I definitely want to do this better, and I'm going to look at cattle panel setups for this area, and I'm going to grow tomatoes much better. You watch, next year will be better. So moving past the tomatoes, we have some peppers that are doing very, very well. And don't generally have too many troubles with peppers. They seem to be happy. We have some weed challenges coming into this particular section, and I need to get control of this area. Weeds have been a bit of a problem. They're always a problem in Mississippi. I'm sure they're a problem in most places. Our okra has done beautifully. This is a red okra, and a lot of people are having a lot of challenges with okra, so I'm feeling very blessed that our okra is doing quite well. A lot of theories behind that is that our soil was warmer with the no-dig style, so that might be so. We do have some spaghetti squash going on, which is going great, and the pollinator patch is at full bloom and full of pollinators, which I love. We'll walk you over this way. Our yellow squash has done very well. We have had served up lots of yellow squash to our customers, and they've done us well for now. The Fortune F150, Fortune F1 is the kind that we used, and it was very good, very prolific. Burpless cucumbers, this patch here, have been amazing for us, and we have done very well. I'm a big fan of burpless. They're not quite as picky as the pickling. Pickling, you gotta pick them at a small size, or people don't like them because they get too seedy, and they also get a lot more bitter faster. So I much prefer a burpless cucumber to grow. And more burpless cucumbers. This is patty pan squash. That's a tomato plant that did not get staked at all. It fell over and actually grew better. Don't ask me why. I would imagine the stalks have fallen into the dirt and created more roots, which tomatoes can do, and it's just become a bush, which is actually kind of cool. I'm not sure I would be doing that again. I think that was just a lucky one-time thing. This was some corn that we had kind of planted. I didn't actually intend to grow corn. I had a couple of seeds down, I threw them down, and they actually came up, and they seem to be doing okay. So I might actually have corn. I didn't think they would even pollinate. And we have some onion that's getting ready to be pulled. It needs to come up pretty quick. We're trying to take back this area from the grass that's coming in. This is the pickling cucumbers. This is a newer no-dig section, and it's struggled with grass. Like it constantly comes up. The other sections are not nearly as bad. They're more easily to maintain, but this particular section is a lot of work. And our eggplants are looking lovely. I'm quite surprised. These ones we had covered, and there's a couple at the end we didn't cover, and you can see the difference in the plant. So covering with just kind of like a white, kind of a frost sheet makes a huge difference with eggplants in their growth. I'm not entirely sure why, but... And this is a watermelon. And the funny thing is, it's a watermelon that we had at the grocery store, and just like the seed, we are like the watermelon. And out this way is a field. We had planted about 400 green bean plants. We are probably at about 10 crates in for green beans, so 10 milk crates. And we've taken most of those to market. And we used a contender green bean, which was fantastic. Lots of positive comments from the customers at the market that they've liked the green beans. And even customers that tend to like a smaller green bean have enjoyed the contender, which we pick it a bit bigger. So the green beans have been fantastic. They're almost done. We probably maybe have 1 or 2 picks left on them. You can see the grass is taking over. It doesn't matter at this point because I'm going to be, this is a tilled area, so I will till and probably be putting pumpkins in here very soon. And we have quite a few watermelons out here. These 2 rows all the way down are watermelons. And I am a big fan of the Yellow Crunch. So the Yellow Crunch is in there, and as well as a few other varieties. And here's kind of more of a view of the garden. So this season has been positive. Definitely, we have increased our output over last year, which is fantastic. Another thing that kind of didn't work well for us is the greenhouse. The roof fell in, which was full of other tomatoes, and it crashed down on my tomato plants. So we've kind of had things, you know, like normal things can happen, problems occur, and you got to deal with them. And we're still building on things that we're recognizing that we're not doing well. Like there's weeds showing up in some areas. I'm not maintaining some areas. Like it's hard to keep up as one person and to try and keep up such a large area of garden. But all that is part of the fun of being a market gardener. So right on, I'm happy to be here. I'm not complaining. It's all part of the awesomeness. So overall, very successful season start so far. Lots of work to still happen and lots to go on. And along the way, I'll summarize some of the things that I found really good, some of the seeds that we grew this year that I'm super impressed with, and some that maybe were All right, so I think that's it for an update today. Just a quick one. I wanted to share something. It's been a while, so thanks you guys. Be friendly, be kind.